Well, everybody, it's a new day. It's actually a Wednesday. I drove Project Phoenix yesterday, and I was going to make a really cool, first drive video. And I wanted to make sure the car was safe before I started trying to video and drive the car. So I drove it to the shop over here and just to data log it and make sure the tune was all right. Well, later on in the afternoon, I had to address, I lost an axle boot over here, and well, I was doing some dry hops on the nice slick concrete floor, and we broke one of our axles. So I'm going to tear this apart today, and I'm going to see if I can't come up with a solution to better fix what we got going on. But the good thing is, we got no oil leaks. I'm going to paint the bottom floors of this car, but it's kind of what we're working with underneath. So I'm going to get this side suspension tore out and get this axle out so I can kind of see what's going on. And we'll go from there. Well, at this point, I got our CV axle apart, and the rest of it's over in the parts washer. So I got our little triple knuckle off here and our other knuckle off. And basically, I just set the axle back onto the other shaft here. So I always talk about penetration of your weld and how important it is. Well, I feel kind of a victim to my own thing here. And even though I ground this down on both sides into a V and welded from the center up, apparently the wire speed was a little too high on this side. And as you can see, there's no penetration right here. We had penetration on about a quarter of the shaft on both sides, and absolutely none on the other, which made a super weak spot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the other side axle out too at this point, because everything's questionable, and I do have a bigger welder over here to use. And this time I'm also going to sleeve this axle. I may actually cut a little small, because it can be narrowed just a little bit more. I may cut a small step in it and then work from there. So basically, that's what's went on, and that's why I didn't show y'all when I narrowed these, because I didn't want this to happen to somebody else. When it's your own stuff, you take your own risk. And, this time, I was literally doing dry hops right here in this bay, and as you can see, there is absolutely no tire marks, so the car does not spin. And the second time that it dead hooked, pop goes the weasel. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear the other axle out. Well, I may not. I may go ahead and just fix this one, put that side back together, then tear the other side apart. But for now, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna record my shaft lengths, my C-clip grooves on both sides, and my spline counts. That way, if this happens again, I'll just have another shaft made. And I know this is a hardened shaft, and you're not supposed to do stuff like this, but I've done it before, and this is really the first time it's ever bit me. Like I said, totally my fault here. Didn't have good weld penetration, and other than that, I've done everything else you were supposed to do. It and let it cool in the oil to harden it, and all that good shit. So, yep. Let's get an axle stuck back together. And alright, I got our axle V-groove back out. This is literally what I've done before on both sides. And I've done a smaller V-groove on each of the other four corners. Apparently I just screwed this one up. It happens. So as you can see, I've laid down one little small bead just to hold it together. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to clean this up every time. I'm going to just keep laying beads as hot as I can, working out to our outer groove. And once I get that, I'll pickle this in some oil to harden it. And then I'll start on the other side, and then we'll go that way. And alright, I got the one side welded up, and I went ahead and cut the other side down past center and put a wide V groove. You can kind of see compared to these pliers, there's a good wide V groove all the way down into our other weld. So I'm going to start working beads up and across and up and across, and then we'll pickle this little feller, and I'll see if I can't find a piece of chromoly tube, and we'll sleeve it from our splines here to our splines here with some deep plug welds in between. And surely to God it won't break then. So I'm gonna get busy welding while this thing's still nuclear hot, and go from there. And alright, I got the other side axle out of the car, and just for Sandy's sake, I wanted to at least cut it open and make sure Dad done my job right here. And as you can see, we had full penetration. I cut past the weld on both sides here. We did have a little small pocket right here, which would have been a weak spot. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to repeat the process just like I did with the other axle. I got this side cut down to almost halfway in a good wide wedge. Get rid of that. I'm going to come in here with a flat disc. I'm going to clean this up really well. I'm going to drill this out until we get to good metal, and then I'll weld this hole up. Then we'll come in here and we'll start stacking beads, you know, as we need to get the penetration that's proper. And then I will come in here and cut this other side, and then once that's done, we'll harden this axle too. But basically, that's where I'm at. This makes me feel better just to double check it. Sometimes this is what you got to do. You fail the first time, you go back and you fix your problems. So I'll be back here in just a few. Well, at this point, I got both our axles done, and got all our joints and boots and stuff cleaned up. Been tinkering with the new Metro a little bit. I think I finally figured out what's been wrong with it, but this video is not about this car. It's about pretty much Project Phoenix and breaking this axle. So at this point, I'm going to take one of these with me, and I'm going to see if I can't find a piece of either DOM or a piece of chromoly DOM that will fit between where our axle boots clamped on before, and I'll weld that to it also and plug weld it in several spots, just for extra insurance. I don't want this to happen again, and if it does, we're going to buy an aftermarket set of axles. So pretty much until, I get this stuff done, there's not going to be a update drive video. It's over there. So just remember, 500 subscribers, I'm going to do some kind of cool giveaway. At 1,000, I'm going to give away another cool collectible, something even bigger and cooler. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe to these videos. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.